to The Love of Paper, and I'm here with another process video for you today. This time I am using a kit called, I think it's Hello Sunshine, yep, and it is from Coco Vanilla Studios, and they are a scrapbooking company here in Australia, and that's pretty exciting. I think they're probably the only one that I know of that actually has a paper line and everything here in Australia, which is pretty cool. This is the second collection I've had from them, and I'm going to use this photo of Sam, Frank and I at the dam on New Year's Day. So I thought this collection was absolutely perfect for a day near the water and having fun. It sort of really suited that. So I bought, I didn't buy the whole collection, but I bought the ephemera pieces, the puffy stickers, the cut apart sheet, and I bought 4 or 5 bits of paper. They had some wood veneers and some flares and a few other things in the collection as well. It's really, really good value and excellent quality products as well. I will put a link to their shop in the description bar below as well. So I decided I would map my photo on some white cardstock, as I usually do with my photos. Now this video is a little bit choppy because I had to film this sort of in parts. I kept getting interrupted, so if it cuts like it did then, that's probably where I got interrupted. The only things I've added to this kit are the light blue background paper, and then the dark blue paper I use, cardstock, not paper, that one there. Those are the only 2 things that weren't from Coco Vanilla. They were just out of my stash. Everything else is from the kit, which is pretty exciting. And they've got a new boys one out that I really want to get. I've got to get my hands on that one. So I just trimmed down the yellow sunshine. I was going to try and do it as the whole background when I first sat down to do the layout, and then it was just too much. There was too much yellow in it. So I decided to just trim down about a third of the page and work with that. And then I just cut down the blue strip, and then this denim paper. I really love that paper. I might actually order another piece of that paper because I love it. Trim that down so that I just make some little layers on the page, so it wasn't just so one big piece of colour that it would have been. And I was happy with it like that, and then I think I walked away from it for a bit and came back and decided that it needed 1/3 bit at the bottom, which is the sheet with all the little anchors on it, and that's also a cut apart sheet on the back. It's got heaps of little tiny words and tiny phrases. I think they repeat like 4 or 5 times up the page, probably more. So I wasn't too worried about losing a whole bunch of them, and those little anchors are just so freaking cute. I might have to order another piece of that paper as well. It is another favourite. I just tried to make the most out of this kit. I'll definitely be able to do another 2 layouts probably using what I've got left. Unfortunately, I stuck that down in the right place, in the wrong place. My words are getting all mixed up tonight. This is like the 3rd voiceover I've done, and I'm getting all tongue-tied. Yeah, I stuck that down, so I had to rip it up. But unfortunately, my yellow piece of paper, the one that looks at the sun rays, I had saved the other 2/3 of the page and stuck it on my desk. And my amazing little helper, and who has just started scrapbooking himself, Samuel, has decided that he wanted that yellow paper. And when I went to the toilet and came back, he had absolutely cut it to shreds, like completely just destroyed that paper. Oh, I was so annoyed at him. But he was having fun, and I couldn't, be too angry. Like, he got told off, and he got told that he's not allowed to touch anything on Mummy's desk. He's got his own box of bits and pieces he can play with. Nothing on my desk. So he was a bit upset, like, oh, but I was doing this and blah blah blah. But never mind, it's only paper at the end of the day. It was just a bit frustrating that it was completely disintegrated. I might be able to punch out a couple of, I don't know, hearts or circles from it, and that's pretty much it. It's amazing what a 4-year-old can do in the time it takes you to go to the bathroom. So while I've been blabbering on about that, I have stuck down those layers of paper to the blue cardstock, and then just trying to get the yellow piece to fit in properly so it doesn't go over the top of the background paper or doesn't sit too low. And if you've watched any of my other previous videos, you will know I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things lining up and being even. So it does take me a little bit of time to get this right. You're lucky that I've sped the video up for you and you're not watching it in real time, because you would be incredibly frustrated watching me trying to line that up in real time. Oh, I really should get myself a tape runner. Watching myself peel all that backing paper off that tape is, yeah, it's time consuming. But it's the cheapest way, and if I can save money on adhesive, that means I can buy more other pretty things that you can see. So I sacrifice the long-windedness of the tape for the fact that I can buy other pretty things. So this is just the branding strip off one of the pieces of paper. It's white and it's got like blue flowers all over it. They're just an outline of a flower. I don't think I actually got that piece of paper. I don't think I bought it. But the branding strip was really cool, so I decided to use that. Just it needed another little bit of something on the page. And this was my second favourite piece of paper. I'm not too fussed on the orange side. Like, I probably won't really use that. But this side is a whole bunch of little tiny triangles. Now, they're only probably 3 millimeters wide, and they're in all the colours of the kit. So the yellow and the blue and the teal and the orange and everything. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous paper. I think I got 2 of that. So I've chopped this one up a bit. I did use the orange paper as a little tiny thin background on this one. And then, as I said, I love this paper, and I didn't want to waste it all being behind that photo. So after I'd stuck it down, I went back in with my craft knife and chopped a big chunk of it out of the middle. So it was just a frame. And then I still had another little bit of that paper to be able to use. And I do the same with this next bit as well. So I mounted it on the orange again. And as you can see, it's only a tiny, tiny little sliver of orange that you can see. But it really does make a difference to the final layout because I put some other orange on the page. But again, just cutting that middle bit out so that I can reuse that piece of paper because it's my favourite. Yeah, it's tough between that and the anchors. I'm not sure which one I love more. I really should have bought heaps more of this kit. So then just working out the placement. Oh, what am I doing here? Don't know. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Just to bring that little border across so it fits in there. And then I end up covering up part of that, the blue strip that's on the right hand side anyway. And I kind of inadvertently did the title of this one. I was trying to use those die cut words to kind of make a sentence or spell out something and to make the title, but nothing kind of worked together. So I went through and found a cut apart piece which says "Hello Sunshine," and that was just too perfect to not use. Oh, there's that flower bit of paper. I did buy it, but I cut all the parts apart. There you go then. Yeah, that was just too handy to not use as my title, and then I didn't have to go and get thickers or anything out of the box. It was just all there done for me. And I really, really wanted to put that together tag on there as well, because it's nice when we all get in a family photo. It doesn't happen very often. Most of my photos are of Sam or Sam or Sam. There's a few that I get in there and have a little bit of a selfie, usually with him in it. My husband very really is in the camera shot, unfortunately, mainly just because when I'm taking photos it's during the day and Sam are at home or going out and doing something, and he's not here, so I made a point of scrapping this particular photo because it had us all in it. Even though his face was chopped off, he actually took this with his phone as it came out better than mine, and his face was a bit chopped off, but it's all good. It's not doesn't have to be a professional photo to go in the scrapbook. Well, that's how I feel anyway. As long as it's in there and the memory is preserved in some way or shape. Now, I haven't done any journaling on this page or the last page that I did. I've been really slack with journaling on my pages. I think I'm going to have to go back through my last few pages and do a bit of journaling and tell the story of the photo, because I can remember them now, but I know next year or 10 years time I'm not going to remember that this was on New Year's Day and where it was at. So I've really got to stop being so slack and write some stories about them, because I know this photo is in my project life and there's a little note about it in there, but I don't store my 12 by 12 layouts with my project life. They're not in the same album, so if you're looking at these you're not going to know what they're about. So I really do need to go back and do that. And that was some of the die cut pieces. There was a little flower and there's a little leaf as well that I added in there. Yeah, I really like these little die cut pieces. I didn't use enough of them on this layout. Didn't use really many of the puffy stickers either. My next layout is going to have a lot more of those puffy stickers on it, I think, and a lot more of the die cuts. I used a few of the cutter parts, but all the more for later. I've got to stop saving things. I know we're all guilty of hoarding all the pretties and keeping them for later and saving them for a special layout, and I've been trying so hard this year to not do that. Like, if I buy something, just use it. You bought it because you liked it, just use it. That's kind of my little motto at the moment, and another reason why I've been making all these kits up for myself is to just use all the stuff that I've been sitting on going, oh no, it's too good for this layout. Why isn't it good enough for the layout that I'm doing now? What makes the next layout good enough? I don't know. There's no real answer to why one is better than another one. So yeah, just use it. Use it, use it, use it. There'll always be something else that I will want in the future. I think that's what I'm always worried about, that, oh, I know if I use it, I won't have it. And I liked it. So I've kind of come to the realization there's always going to be pretties. There's always going to be yummy things that I want to buy. So use it up. And I think this layout's kind of coming to a finish. I just cut that little piece of I think it said loving this or something. So I just cut off the G and put lovin'. So summer lovin', and that is the layout done. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.